Hi everyone. Today's topic is how to get data from different sources. So for that, first we have to go to the screen on Power BI desktop and then click on the Get Data. It is a drop-down menu and we see so many connectors here. So if you want to see further more connectors, click on More. On left side, here we see so many categories. If you click on All, then we will see all the connectors which are on the Power BI desktop. If you click on File, we will see the connectors related to the files. And if you want the database connectors, then click on Database. Then we can see the SQL Server database, Oracle, IBM, and so many database related connectors here. Then go to the Power Platform. Here also we can see all the connectors that are related to the Power Platform. Then goes to the Azure and online services, and then other. In other, we can see web, SharePoint list, or data feed, and so many other connectors here. So as of now, first I want to begin with Excel. So let's see how to get the data from the Excel. For that, go to All, and then click on the Excel workbook and connect. Excel, to get the data from the Excel workbook, it is very straightforward. It's just to enter the path here. And for me, I have saved it on here, which is saying that Excel demo diving into PBI. So I have to click on that, then open that file. Here on left side, we will see different types of tables and files that are in this folder. So the ones that are highlighted with the blue, these are all the tables. And these, the lower bottoms are all files. The data is the same in table as well as the file. Only difference is the data has a structure, the table has a structured data. So I want to select only the tables, not the files, to eradicate the duplicates. So let me select these 4 tables. And when we come here, it is showing 2 tabs, load and transform data. The main difference between the load and transform data is if you click load, it only imports the data on the Power BI desktop, which we cannot do any transformations like data shaping, data massage, or anything. All those things will be done when we use transform data, because when we click the transform data, the data will be imported on the Power Query editor, but not on the Power Query desktop. The Power Query editor allows us to do all the data shapings and data modelings, to do the visualizations and furthermore. So as of now, first we will go and see how the data imports by using the load. So let me click on the load. Here, when the data is loading, we will observe that it is by default, the data model, it is taking the relationships between the tables. So for that, if we want to see what happens, go to the file. First, I want to show the data model. The data model here, it is showing the data relationships between the tables, like one-to-many or one-to-one relationship. In this, between these 2 tables, it is showing one-to-many relationships. So for this, if you want to deselect the default settings and you don't want the relationship between the tables, then go to File and click Options and Settings. Then go on to Options. Here we have global and current file. All these things, settings under the global, they are all default settings by the system. So unless if you want to go with the custom settings, we need not even touch it. But in our case, let me go to the data load. And here we can see auto detect new relationships after data is loaded. If I deselect this one, from next time, whenever I turn on the Power BI desktop, it won't detect the relationships between the tables automatically. But as of now, I don't want to do it, so I'm simply exiting from it. And if we want to see how the data is stored in this in the table mode, then go to the data mode and select the customer data. In this, we can see how many rows and columns and how the data is in the table. So here we have the customer underscore data like 50 rows. So this is how the data is stored or imported. But if you want to get the data in transform data mode, then again, we have to go and get the data and click Excel workbook and open the Excel file. And select the tables you need and then click transform data. And this time here we get the data on Power Query Editor. Here we can transform the data by doing data massage or data shape or by adding or deleting columns or however we want. So this is the main difference between the load and the data transformation. So after you finish the data transformation, you can close and apply, then it goes to the main screen. So this is how we can show the difference between the load and transformation data in Excel or in any data source. Since we are done with the Excel here, let me go and show that how to get the data from SharePoint. So for that, click again the get data, go on to the more, and click all, and then go to SharePoint folder and connect. I don't have, as of now, I don't have an access to the SharePoint folder. So I created one dummy URL just for the demo purpose. So let me get my file. So this is my URL which I created. For SharePoint folder, we have to use only the main URLs to connect to the source. So here, when we hover on the I, it gives us the reason. So here it is saying only we have to connect to the root URL, not to the subfolders. But in this URL, whatever I created here, it has main URL along with the subfolders. So now I have to delete the subfolders. Then we have to click OK, then it connects to the SharePoint folder, then we can import the data. But in this case, since I don't have access to the SharePoint folder, I may get an error. Yeah, it is saying that unable to connect since I don't have the access. So this is how we have to connect to the SharePoint folder to get the data. Next, I want to show how we can retrieve the data or import the data from OData. For that, go to Get Data again. Then click Other and go to OData feed and click Connect. OData feed is similar to the ODBC or JDBC, which are the connectivity drivers that allows us to connect to the different databases or different sources or other web sources or to any other sources. Here also we have to give the URL. So let me get my URL. And this time we will connect to the Northwind website. And click OK. Northwind website has a lot of tables for us to practice. So as of now, I'm clicking only the categories and to get the data from categories table, and then click load. So here is the data from the Northwind, which has 8 rows from this table. Next, we will move on to the next source, which is like the web. So for that, again, we have to go to get data and click on the web. Either we can click the web here, or we can go on to the more and then click other and then click on the web over there. Either way it works. For web also, we have to give the URL. Let me grab my URL link. And click OK. Here we have table view. On the right side, we have table view and web view. Web view, we can see the web view mode here. And in table view, we can see the tables here on the left side. From this, under the report, I want to select only one table, which is table 1, and then click load to import the data. So go on to the data mode and click table 1 to see the data here. Here we have the team, battles, victories, defeats, draws, columns with the rows. We can check or verify whether we get the correct data or not by going on to the website. And this is the website worldoftanks.com, which shows about the tournaments, their data about the tournaments. And in that, here is the thing: team, battles, victories, defeats, draws, points, and the rows. So whatever the data we imported today, it is the correct data. And the next, I want to show how we can import the data from the SQL Server database. For this, we have to go again to the get data. And we can click database here and go to the SQL Server, or we can directly go to the SQL Server database here and connect. For SQL Server database to connect, we need the SQL Server name. First, we have to give the name and database name, but database name is optional. So let me grab my SQL Server name link. If you hover on this, it shows that we can either connect to the SQL Server instance by giving the SQL Server name, or sometimes we can use the port number. Either way, it works. And here database is optional only in import method. But if we go with the direct query method, we have to give the database name here, otherwise it's not working. Since there are two methods in import, in connectivity mode, which are import and direct query. First, we will see how we can import the data by using import mode. For that, click import and then click OK. This is my SQL Server name. And since I didn't give the database name, which is the AdventureWorks 2019 is my database, so it didn't directly go to the database. So I have to click on this, and these are all the tables, views. If it is represented with V, the name that is called a view, which is nothing but a virtual table. So we have tables, views, and so many on this thing. So first I want to try with only selecting a human resources department to see what data it has. So it has department ID, name, and group name as columns, and click load to import the data onto the Power BI desktop. Here is the human resource department. So we got the same thing, department ID, name, group name, and modified date. So this is how we will import the data from SQL Server by import method. Now let's see how it works by direct query method by SQL Server database. So for that, you have to go again to get data and go to SQL Server. Again, we have to give the server name for this instance. Here, since this time we want to do the direct query method, we have to give the database name. On my system, I have AdventureWorks 2019. So I'm giving my database name here. And here I have to select direct query. For direct query, we have to go into the advanced options. Here we have the command timeout in minutes. If there are any connectivity issues, we can give the timeout for the system to go out of the timeout. But here it's not required in our case. So we can give a script or give a syntax here to retrieve the data. So as of now, I'm giving a simple syntax, which is select star from human resources dot department. Here select is like to call, star represents all the rows and columns from human resource department. So we are calling or asking to import to give the data of which is like with all the rows and columns from human resource department table. And we can include these relationship columns also so that it shows the relationship. And click OK. And this is the data as we saw earlier. It's the same data with department ID, name, group name, modified date. And click load. So it is giving a potential security risk, but we can ignore it as of now. And go to data mode and click on the query, the one I use the query method to import the data. Here we see this message saying that this table uses direct query and cannot be shown. In direct query method, we cannot import the data onto the Power BI desktop because the direct query method, we can access the data through the SQL Server database, but not importing it. The main benefit or advantage from the direct query method is, in any organization, if they have bulk data like millions and millions, and if they try to import the data onto the Power BI desktop, which has the limitation of the 1 GB, they cannot import that much bulk data. And also it takes very lengthy period to do that. And everyone, they cannot do it on daily basis. So in those cases, the direct query method is very beneficial because it saves the storage, it saves the time, and direct query method is very faster. So with this, I conclude how to get the data from different sources. And thanks for listening.